Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Now, I don't want people to get hurt, but it's more important to be righteous than to prevent people from being hurt. Thus, all the early Christian martyrs, for example. And Patrick Henry saying to give him liberty or give him death. Was he not putting principle above keeping people safe in terms of physically safe? And so it is with this conflict with Iran and with Hamas and how they drag in their people. They drag the Palestinian people into it and the Iranian people into it. So let me give you a quick example here. If a bunch of Republicans with a crazed look in their eye were going around shooting people at random, people that they think don't look American enough, what have you, and a bunch of Democrats with their heads down were shooting them too, and they were saying, I'm not a big fan of it, and that they were, that's what it means to be an American. They say, quote unquote, they're not a big fan of it, and it's what it means to be an American. And they're helping them shoot people at random. And the people they're shooting at random say that's not good enough, and they start shooting back. What kind of a monster would say, hey, because I'm from the same country as they are, then I'm going to support them? No. And so it is with Palestine and Iran. As it stands, if America does not pay them reparations and stop pressing them on the nuclear issue, then they are right to strike down Americans and Israelis. And because so many of you are slacking your work, there's a critical mass, your controlled opposition, and you know it. You know that you're puppets for the corporations. When you come to your protests, you know it's not good enough. Just like when you protest, for solutions to homelessness, you know it's not good enough. You know you're controlled opposition, you're accepting the mark of the corporate state. Therefore, you're slacking your work. Therefore, you're wolves in sheep's clothes. Therefore, you are misleading people and you're preventing people from rallying to me. I know for many reasons you run military-grade operations against me to prevent people from listening to me. Why? Because there's a bunch of people listening to controlled opposition who aren't really representing for the left. For people who want individual rights, freedoms, economic justice, romantic justice, what have you. And you want people to keep falling in line with the monsters who are massacring people all over the world. When I say to you, who kills more people every year with their policies, with their processes, than Americans and Israelis and people in the UK and groups and nations like that? Who kills more than that? They're the main killers on this planet. And Americans are some of the most censored people on the planet. In other countries, they might be afraid to speak, but when it comes to trying to speak and being stopped by complete scum, here in America, it's number one. And they turn around and say that they're killing all these people all over the world, they're doing all these horrible things to spread freedom. They never admit that they're doing eugenics on people because they know that it's not logical. They are afraid to debate me on the issue of eugenics, whether it's occurring, whether it should be done, because they know it's pure evil, pure greed, very sick. They've done studies and they found that 1 in 5 CEOs are psychopaths. And these are the people who control elections. How many of them are narcissists and sociopaths and just, evil assholes, sadists, what have you? It is very clear cut here. Supporting your nation no matter what makes you an idiot. If you're a Nazi Germany and you were a Jew, or you're a white German who does not support Nazism, should you support the Nazi movement? No, because all that matters is right and wrong, not what nation you're from. Only a sick person, only a petty person, only a coward. And the nation they claim is free and brave, only a coward unconditionally supports America. That is sick. I demand that they stop attacking Iran. I demand they pay them reparations, and also to the Palestinian people for the despicable part in their destruction. Those groups absolutely have a moral right to retaliate for what's been done against them unless you pay them reparations and try to make it right with them to the best of your ability. If repentance doesn't come with atonement and making amends, then it's not really repentance. So if American soldiers die, I'm not going to cry. If Americans are attacked in America or Israelis in Israel, I'm not going to shed a tear. You people have been rolling with controlled opposition and the main aggressors the whole time. In my entire life, I haven't seen a single other person that I can tell you is actually sticking up for the poor and the vulnerable. Not a single other one. One who slackens his work is brother to one who destroys. Proverbs 18:9. Whoever doesn't gather with me, wisdom, Christ, the Son of God, scatters. You've been scattering and people have been suffering, and as a result, you deserve to be hurt. And this has to be said. I'll debate you anytime, anywhere, whether or not it's fair and just and right to say this. Anytime, anywhere. I don't care if the government approves or corporates. All that matters is right and wrong. Thank you.